Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Nancy Leaf, and I'm very excited about today as we get to speak with a young lady in Women Who Thrive from Uganda. Her name is Vanessa. Let's bring her on. Hi, Vanessa. How are you?
I'm fine.
I am so happy you are here. Thank you, first of all, for being a part of Women Who Thrive. And thank you so much for reaching out and allowing me to know what you do and how you are impacting many women or teenagers in your area that honestly needs the help. So, Vanessa, please tell us about what you do, how long you've been doing it. That's okay.
Um, I'm Vanessa Christine. I started what I'm doing right now at 16 years. Mm, my father had invited me or requested me to be a volunteer at his project. He wanted me to help the kids with the letter writing because I was doing English language in my high school. So he wanted me to help the kids because the kids at his project, they write personal letters to the sponsors. So when I reached the project, I discovered that the girls were performing so poorly. And then most of the girls, the teenage girls, are dropped out of the program because of pregnancy.
Mhm.
So I felt like I should find out as a curious young girl of 16 years. So late I find out that because of they couldn't afford sanitary pads, because some were forced into early marriage, some were raped, and that's how they end up becoming pregnant. And then also the too much poverty, and then there was no one to talk to them because in that area there was even no church. It's a slum. The church has just come in recently, but at that time there was no church.
Mhm.
So after finding out all these reasons and their challenges, because I don't look at them as problems, I
Mhm.
requested them for us to start as a fellowship, a girls' fellowship. So we
Mhm.
could meet every Saturday, pray together, share our problems to each other, and then comfort each other, of course, at the end of the day. But I discovered that comforting and praying was not enough for them. They really needed help. So each time my father would give me upkeep, I would keep it. I would keep my pocket money until the end of the term. Then I would give it to the most needy. Then I discovered still that the money was not enough for the girls because I could give it to them and say, I want you to buy some soap. I want you to buy some sanitary pads. I would like you to buy some knickers. Do you know that in the slums, the girls cannot even afford more than one panty, as in one knicker, more than one knicker. So I discovered that still they would get the money, go and buy food. Because where we are located, we are surrounded with the factories like Tasco and other big factories. These girls are daughters of single mothers or widows who are working in these factories and they are paid less than $1. So, of course, they couldn't afford 2 meals or 3 meals. So I sat down and felt like, what can I do to help these girls? I went to a friend who told me how to make paper beads. We used the magazines to make those paper beads. Came back, talked the girls, and we started selling them. So that's how my journey started till I completed school. But still, I felt that this was the best place that God wanted me to be. And I don't regret for having come back to the slums. So that's my story.
So basically, you came back to the slums in order to give back and help the young ladies, especially the young ladies that are teenagers that are pregnant or in the process of having, well, pregnant or even just had a baby. Do you help young teenagers that have, that just have babies, or you just only help teenagers that are pregnant?
We first of all we have three categories.
Okay.
We have the teenage girls who are still at school.
Hmm.
Those we go to and talk to them because we've already opened different clubs in the whole region of Eastern. So we go to them, we mentor them. And then the second category are those who are already pregnant. So we also have uh, a program for them. We talk to them so that they may not go for abortion, they may not commit suicide, because we've had cases of girls committing suicide.
Mm.
So we talk to them. Then the third group is those who have already given birth. Now they have babies, they don't have what to do, they are stranded with their babies. So we also have another program for them.
Wow. And when they go to the program, what different things do they do? Or how do you all help them in the program?
The first thing that we do is to talk about Christ,
Hmm.
because Vanessa, I don't believe that money is everything. Of course, we need it, but
Hmm.
money cannot heal the soul.
That's right.
Money cannot heal that inner man or that inner woman who is hurting. So
Hmm.
the first thing that we do is we talk about Christ, and we don't just say Jesus loves you. We practice it. There are
Mm.
girls who are us because they just need a hug. They need someone to talk to them. They need someone to listen to whatever they are saying,
Right.
because most of these girls are daughters of women or parents who are drawn away from the northern Uganda. If you've ever heard about the civil war that we're having in the northern Uganda, so these people are drawn from the north, come to the eastern, and remember they're already living a traumatized life. So even
Right.
after birth, of course, they gave birth to uh, babies that they didn't even love. Some of
Mm.
them hated their own kids. So the first thing that we do is to talk about Christ. We we help them to heal,
Hmm.
and then after healing, we introduce them. I have elders that help me in this job, because remember, I started when I was a kid. I didn't understand some of the things. So I
Hmm.
have a group of elders that is headed by my mother and my mother-in-law. So
Hmm.
they come and talk to them. Then after giving birth, that's when we look at the funding that we have.
Hmm.
And then we say, okay, um, today, Ruth, Elizabeth, you're the one who will be going back to school. So we take them to the vocation school. The reason why we decided to to go for the vocation is that they already have people they are supposed to be looking after. Of
Oh.
course, they are young, but they already are mothers. So we cannot take them through the high school and everything. Remember, they have someone to take care of. So we feel like the best way we can help them is to take them to the vocation, they get the skill, and later they come back and start practicing it as they earn a living from it.
Mm, I love it. So basically, the first thing you do is make sure you help them emotionally and mentally because of the traumatized different
Yeah.
things they may be traumatized by, maybe early pregnancy, as well as marriage, forced marriage. You also
Mhm.
talked about how they have thoughts of suicide and what
Yeah.
you all do. You give them Jesus. You talk about how God, I guess, and show them love. And then after you do that, make sure they're healthy emotionally, then you start training them different skills. Um,
Yes.
and what is one of the skills that you do train? How do you train them? What skills in the program?
We take them through the tailoring, that's fashion and design, and then we also have hairdressing and cosmetology. But uh, a few girls go into it. Most of them would prefer going to fashion and design because it's not so expensive when you go out. So they prefer going to that more than. But we have a few who have decided also to go into cosmetology, the skin therapy, and everything. So after they've gone, and we make sure that they are completely healed before
Okay.
we take them there. Because remember, the way we get the money, it's by the grace of God. So we don't want to pay the tuition or the fee and then she drops out. So
Right.
we make sure that she's healed, completely healed, even though it means her staying within us for 2 years before we enroll her to school. We shall do that. But we have to make sure that she's completely healed and she's ready now to face it outside. So we take them to the school, they go through the training, and then afterwards they go out. Now, going out, that has been our challenge because now we don't have a startup kit for them. It will
Mm.
be wonderful if maybe after doing the fashion and design, the tailoring, we give her a sewing machine. So
Hmm.
that has been also a challenge that they have to go out again, hustle, work so hard to save to get a sewing machine.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow. So basically, your challenge is them leaving with the sewing machine in order to um, create, in order to sell, in order to make money. Who take care of the kids when they are in the program? Do y'all have like a child care center, or how does that work?
That's also has been one of our challenges.
Hmm.
And our dream, as I've told you that I have a lot of dreams,
Which is
is to
awesome.
have,
Don't let them go.
yes,
Yes.
to have a daycare near the school or in the school so
Hmm.
that we our babies, it's as a mother, there is a way you feel uncomfortable and uncertain if you know that your baby is very far from you and you're not sure if she has been fed, she's being taken care of. So there are even cases whereby there's some girls who are like, no, I'm not going to attend school unless I'm sure that my baby is safe. So at times I end up having these babies at my workplace until the mothers are done with their skilling. And then also the school management gave us an opportunity that our girls don't go through the program the whole day. They have certain hours. So
Mm.
they usually come for the afternoon.
Hmm.
Apart from those who maybe who had already completed the primary level and that passed very well, the school usually gives them a half bursary, whereby they have even to do the theory part of the fashion and design. So for them, they stay there the whole day, but we are allowed to take the babies to the school to be
Okay.
breastfed. They
Okay.
gave us a room where these girls sit, breastfeed their babies, feed them, then we take them back to the villages. And also another thing for us, for me, I believe the best way to help someone is helping that person when she is at her parents' home.
Right.
Unless otherwise, we only have a few that we enrolled for boarding school
Okay.
after seeing that the guardians were not helpful during academic time. They're given a lot of work and they end up going to school late. Sometimes they miss. So we enroll them for the boarding.
Okay. That's awesome. And also, I was talking earlier. You informed me that they learn how to sew during the program, and right now you have about 5 sewing machines. Is that correct?
Yes.
And what's your goal now? What's your goal? How many sewing machines do you feel you need in order to thrive for your organization?
Thank you. The best thing that can happen to us right now is uh, being able to sustain the project financially and us doing it ourselves. I love I love people giving to us, but it's good also to teach these girls that we need to work. The reason why most of these girls are pregnant is because they were given free things
Got it.
because she didn't have a meal, and then an old man said, "You know what? Get some money. It's okay." And with time, she had to pay for it.
Hmm.
So I always love teaching these girls that we need to work, and the Lord is going to bless our work. So if we could get the 10 sewing machines, we're going to make a big workshop. It will be like a fashion label something. So where we shall get the best of the best from our girls, and then we work from that place. We
Hmm.
shall get companies, NGOs, schools, because I'm already known in almost all the schools in the region.
Oh, that's
I've been
good.
going out to talk to the girls, so they know me, and they would be very willing to give us the contracts, making for them uniforms, making for them shirts for all their staff members. And
Hmm.
then if you would wish to know something about us Ugandans, we are very good at having our weddings are extravagant. We clothes, we change so many times. So it's also a big business here. So that means we'll be getting a lot of brides and maids making for them the gowns and everything. So I think if we could make a, a house label or a workshop, get some sewing machine, get these girls to work. That means we shall first of all be giving employment to these girls.
Mm-hmm.
That their families will be financially stable,
Mm-hmm.
and then the extra profits will be going back to the slums to empower more girls and even women.
I love it. I love how you start off when you said that um, these girls are used to getting things from free. You know, they may get it
Mhm.
from, and then they have to pay it back, most likely to a man or something like that. And so, what right now you trying to encourage them not to seek things for free or consume, but to create or gain a job and work or gain a skill set in order for them to take care of themselves as well as their family. And so, what you're doing is you providing sewing classes in order to teach them how to create clothes and different things because you have different connections or with different schools in your area in Uganda. And your hope is to make uniforms for the school, and the money that's paid to you, you employ the ladies in order for them to have jobs. Wow, that is awesome. And so right now you have 5 sewing machines, and your desire is to have 10 sewing machines. Is that correct?
Yes.
Got it.
Because the ones we are having the ordinary sewing machine,
Hmm.
apart from just making straight lines and everything, that's all. But we would need sewing machines like the overlock, the baby lock, the ones that can make anything like the designs. So
Got it.
those are the ones that we are lacking. That's why most of the time when we get people who would wish for us to work for them or to make for them something, we end up giving the contracts to different people because we cannot afford it. It's too expensive.
Got it. So not only do you just need regular sewing machines, you also needed sewing machines that create designs and do different
Yes.
okay, got it. Got it. I'm not sure the name of it, but I we can talk to different people and see how we can my hope is through this interview we can come together, even in Women Who Thrive, as well as different organizations, in order to invest in what you're doing. Because at the end of the day, we see your heart. Our goal is to help women thrive, and because they are helping other people, we're not trying to create platforms in order for people to get popular, that kind of thing. Our thing is, what can we do to make sure women, as well as not just women, even their families, make sure they're
Mhm.
not just surviving, but they're honestly thriving. And so my heart is, even after this conversation with you, that people see your need, they see your heart, and they see your passion to
Mhm.
invest in women. And my prayer is that even as God use you and direct you, because right now I believe you told me you have impacted 113, or was it 116? I'm not sure.
113.
113 ladies already have gone through your program, now working and providing for their family. And that is amazing. That's just a blessing, And we want to partner with you and help. Even if we get one sewing machine a month or whatever we can do to help. My heart is even in Women Who Thrive, women that are watching this. You're going to hear more. You're going to see more of Vanessa in Women Who Thrive, talking about how we are helping her village, as well as I think you also your husband's village as well, your husband village as well as your family village, helping the two villages in a way that they can help the teenagers and help produce work for them. Most of all, what I love about is not only that you are providing them with a job, you making sure their foundation, the emotional state as well as spiritual state is healthy, because you understand if they're not stable in those areas, it doesn't matter if they get a job. Most likely they end up going right back because mentally and emotionally they are not stable. So honestly, I love what you're doing. It's an honor to partner with you in that way. And as we accomplish those, we get those 10 sewing machines and those other sewing machines you need. We want 10 regular machines, and you want some designer machines. We got to find out what they are. Anyone in the group, if y'all know what she's talking about, please let us know. Um, we will figure out the different machines, and we'll figure out how much will one machine cost.
Um, a very good one, like that will last for centuries. If you ever seen that those sewing machines that you look at and they will give you the history, like My great grandmother used it, my grandmother, my mother, and I'm now using it. Here we usually use the Singer.
Yes.
Maybe you've heard about this
Yes.
brand. It's the best brand here.
Mm-hmm.
It goes for $65.
Okay.
Yes, yes, that's
Awesome. 60.
that's the
Okay. We can get the other five for $65. Yeah, okay. So dollars. Okay. US. Okay. That sounds
yes.
good.
And is now the reason why I'm not going to say that I'm so sure about it is because of now the corona issue. It
Right.
has high prices now. I need to go back and verify with
Okay.
the sale because now whatever we had been buying, they've doubled the prices, even tripled.
Mm.
We're buying we're buying rice at less than $1. Now it's now $2. You can
Oh,
imagine. Even so many people are starving. They've tripled, they've doubled the prices. So I'll first go and check with the man who sells them. Then I'll
okay.
get back.
Or
Yes.
if it is double, what we could do, we can also buy sewing machines in US and we can have them shipped to you and it may be cheaper. So either way, we'll see what we can do to help you with this project or this campaign, and especially in Women Who Thrive, because at the end of the day, we want to do what we can to help you thrive. I think I love my daughters are watching and they just saying stuff. Thank you, Brooke. I think my daughter said thank you for sharing, and this is good. My prayer is that one day we come visit you in Uganda. Our goal was to, yes, and see what you're doing, and so people can see firsthand, seeing the ladies sewing, seeing it, and the idea of, and thank you so much for the pictures. I'm gonna show some of the pictures that you provided for me. I
Mhm.
love this right here. So right here, what's happening? I think the ladies are holding hands. Um, can you tell us about this picture or this photo?
That's my father's compound actually.
Wow. That's,
Yes. Uh, when we had started, we didn't have space, so
hmm.
I requested my parents to allow me use their compound. So what we could do is that we could meet, and then after so whoever is going to share, we hold hands as sisters to show that you know what we care, and
Wow.
then could hold hands when we up to now actually we hold hands when we are praying, and then after praying we hug each other. So that's how it's a custom or a culture now in our group. Whenever we are going to pray, we make a circle, hold hands. After praying, then we hug each other.
Got it. Wow. Thank you for sharing. And this picture right here is you holding one of the babies. Is this your baby or is one of
Mm,
the teenager babies?
it's for one of the teenage mothers.
Hmm.
Apart from the skilling part of it, I usually talk to friends.
Hmm.
Actually, that's you should know. It's not just about financing us, giving us sewing machines, because
Hmm.
there'll be like right now, everyone is in a crisis financially, but you may
Right.
be having clothes, baby clothes, you may be having shoes, you may
Hmm.
be having clothes that teenagers can put on. So
Got
what I do, we collect all the things and then we give them to the teenage mothers. In that picture, we had just finished dressing that baby. That's why she, the
Oh,
baby
wow.
was okay. I'm not. I have now a clothes because now right now it's rainy season
Okay.
and it's really bad. Like it's cold for the babies, and some of them even don't have bed sheets. So I usually go to friends,
Hmm.
collect these clothes, and then I give them to the girls. But we go house to house so
Hmm.
that it may look like an event for everyone. So we also visit them to check on how they're making it. Are they breastfeeding? Is there any help? Do we need to take them back to the hospital? We check on the babies and encourage them.
Hmm.
Yes.
Wow, that is awesome. I know you said you check on the hospital because when I was talking to you on yesterday, you was going to the hospital because one of the teenagers, I believe, she died. Rest in
Mm.
peace. God bless her. And now the baby is in the hospital. Can you tell us a little more about that story?
She's she was 14 years old.
14. Wow.
She
Mm.
was 14 years old. She was raped by an old man,
Mm.
and we we took the man to the police. Of course, we arrested him,
Mhm.
but because she's a total orphan, the relatives went behind our back, got this man out, and requested him to pay 3 goats and 2 chickens.
Mm.
So he disappeared. We couldn't find him. So she has gone through the pregnancy, but because of the corona, we don't have transport,
Okay.
and she didn't have even a phone to call me by the time she went to the hospital. So
Mhm.
she reached the hospital. The midwives were not willing to work on her because she had not paid. And by the time I was informed, she was already exhausted. So we paid for her to go for a cesarean.
Okay.
But after the cesarean, still the midwives didn't do the observation part of it. So she lost a lot of blood and died. So right now, I've been having the baby. I could stay with him 1 week, then give him to my mother for 1 week. But
Mhm.
we are in the process of taking him to an orphanage so that they can take care of him up to when he's 4 years. Then we can have him. Because right now, I don't think I can handle the responsibilities of that little man. So
Mhm.
we are still in the process. We are getting forms. So I've gotten in touch with one of the best orphanages, luckily. So
Mhm.
maybe by the end of this year, we'll be able to take him to the orphanage. Then he can be there for 4 years. Then they bring him back to me when he's now a big boy, and I can take care of him from there.
Mm.
But still, I'll
Wow.
be every week. I'm supposed to visit him weekly.
Mm. Wow. And did y'all has the baby been named?
Yes,
Oh, what's his name? Mm.
he's called Lucas James.
Wow. Mm.
Those are the
That.
names that the mother had wanted to name
Mhm.
his
Wow.
Lucas James.
So we even dedicate this time to the mom as well as the baby in honor
Mhm.
and let her know that even the son, I just pray that we can hold on to this video when he becomes older and let him know that we talked about him
Mhm.
as well as we believe in God to protect as well as provide. And he
Mhm.
would do wonderful things in order to help people as well as children that may end up in similar situations. And we pray for her family that God be with them as they mourn her death. And
Mhm.
and my heart goes out to the family as well as to you, by you being there, because I believe you had to walk. You had to walk back because you walked in. You had to walk back because of the lack of transportation. And I
Yes.
just
Now,
and I just
uh, the, doc- the government and the hospitals allow us to use the cars
hmm
where there is an emergency. But of course, I don't have a car, so I had to walk. We
hmm
usually use the motorcycle
hmm
men to give
hmm
us a ride, and, but now they're not allowed to give us lifts. We're not supposed to use them. So unless you're having a private car, whereby you have even to go to the police request,
hmm
and they give you a sticker that allows you to go to the hospital. So the reason why I had to walk is because I don't have a car, so I
right.
had to walk kilometers, go and come back. But he's now fine. He's being worked on. He'll be fine, I
Thank
believe.
the Lord. We believe that. Please keep us up to date with him, and I look forward in learning more about that story. And hopefully, you can come back and tell us what happened to him, which orphanage he went to, and all that wonderful information. And hopefully, we can also help him as well. I think we have some more comments here. Someone indicated that. Thank you so much, Pamela. She said, Foundation of Hope, Health, and Wellness will partner with you to make sure that you get the additional sewing machines that are needed. Thank you so much, Pamela. I will make sure I connect with Pamela and make sure we do what we need to do in order to get that as we partner together with Women Who Thrive. So that's an honor. Thank you so much, Pamela. Um, what would you like to say in order to bring closure to our interview on today?
Um, you don't need to have so much to serve God. And the best way to serve God is serving the nearest person near you. You don't need to have a lot of money. You don't need to have a lot of power to serve God. Your smile can do magic to that person near you. A hug can do magic to that person near you. So, like right now, we are in this corona issue. This is the best time for us to check on our friends, to pray for them. Some of us, we don't even remember the last time we talked to God. Maybe it's even the best time for us to discover who we are. If I had not discovered who I am, I wouldn't be where I am. And some of my friends, the ones that I started with, look at me like, how could you forego all the good jobs and everything?
Wow.
But the best thing in this world is to go in your bed or to go to your bed having that smile and in your mind saying, God has used me today.
Mm.
Bring a smile in someone's life.
Mm.
That's the best feeling. It's the best feeling knowing that God, the God of the universe is using me,
Yes.
like, to reach his people. It's the best feeling that you could ever get in this life.
Mm. Wow. Thank you so much, Vanessa. Thank you so much for your time.
Very much. Thank you for trusting me enough. Thank you for believing in this dream. Thank you for having such platforms
Oh, it's an
that
honor. It's an honor. And
what
that's what we're all about. We want to make sure we're there to help women thrive. And I say that, from a place of, from the core of my heart, and just being able to hear your story. And even be honest with you, I'm touched about even the 14-year-old that was raped, um, and how she lost her life, as well as that child, and just praying over that baby. So that really touched my heart. And if you want to help, I pray that you hear this interview and you hear the story of Vanessa, and you ask, how do I help teenager young moms in the slums of Uganda? Please know that we have a person in, Women Who Thrive, that has been helping women since she was 16 years old. And so far, they have helped over 113, well, 100 women, or total of 113 ladies right now. Our goal right now is to help provide them with sewing machines, as well as designer machines, and to, in order for them to gain contracts with the different schools in her community, and in order to give the ladies jobs so they can make money to help themselves as well as help their families. You will hear more from us with this project. We're thankful for Pamela already volunteering to give in order to help. If you have an organization, women, or you have business or companies, and you would like to also invest in this project, we honestly appreciate it. Not only do they have programs, for jobs, they also have three categories. They help students that before they even students that are young. Then they have teenagers, people that are pregnant, and then they have people that's not pregnant that after have the baby. So they have three categories that they help, and we would like to help in any way we can. But our first project, we take baby steps. The first project we're going to focus on is getting her all those machines that she need, and then the second project we will come back and have Vanessa come back and talk about the machines, and then we'll talk about the next thing we can do in order to help her organization thrive.
Mhm.
Um, we're so thankful. We thank you for your heart. We'll be praying for you, and know we love you and we support you. And it's an honor to have you a part of Women Who Thrive. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. If you have any more questions concerning the Uganda project, please know we welcome them. If you have questions in general you want to ask, because this is part of Ask Her, we will answer your questions. Person wanted to know, how can we help different organizations outside of USA? The first program we brought to you was from Uganda. We have over 70 countries represented in Women Who Thrive, and we want to make sure we hear from each country. So far, you have heard for at least 10 of those countries. It's an honor today to have Uganda be represented on today, and it's an honor that we can help encourage as well as support and make sure they thrive. God bless you. You have a good day, and see you all later on. Bye.